Recently, AG Lab and I found a mechanic in this game that, in the 9 years that it's been released, no one's taken the time to fully understand. Um, I've taken it upon myself to put a little time into it, make some charts and whatever, and today I'm going to show off a little bit of what it can do, how it works, and why it benefits a 100% run for Sonic Unleashed. So, if you're playing to get S ranks up to this point, you'll unlock Werewallop, which is the third hit combo after Spagonia Night 1, and it comes in at a convenient time because it's a really necessary trick for doing this in Night 2. So I'll start off by showing out the different amounts. At the bottom left, you can see the memory address value and the value for the force that I collect during the level. So we'll get started. You can see it went from 0 to B4 there. B4 is equal to 200. I'm going to make a save state just in case I mess this up. Okay. So an enemy dies. When an enemy's body despawns, that's when you get the points for the death. And it's gone from B4 to DC, which is, in decimal, is an increase of 40. And there, I killed him with Yellow Hands, and that gave me an increase to F0, which is an increase of 60 in decimal. If we take it one step further, it goes from B4 to 104, which is an increase to 80. So basically, your basic attacks have a set amount they do to every enemy. And I have a chart for all the different amounts you get from different enemies. But with the Nightmares, your basic amount is 40, Yellow Hands give you 60, and Green Hands give you 80. So the multiplier is 1 times, 1.5, and 2 times. But I'm going to show how this is a little bit different depending on the enemy. And this could be a little complicated to do. I'm going to get rid of these two here first. Okay. So the 2 killer bees there will give you 20 points each for a basic kill. Right now I have 208, and I kill this one. It goes up to 21C. I kill it with Yellow Hands. Let's see. It'll be easier to see if I can get it on the first one. Alright, so it's 21C after I kill the first one. It may be kind of hard to get it on the first one. It goes from 21C to 230. You noticed I killed that one with Yellow Hands. It also went from 21C to 230. If I can manage a Green Hand combo on these two, it should show. There we go. It went from 21C to 244. Now what's going on here is that the 1.5 times multiplier does work, but only if the number in between falls on a multiple of 20. So it goes 20, 20, and 40. It would go 20, 30, and 40. But since 30 is not a multiple of 20, it rounds down. And so you get 20 for basic, you get 20 for yellow, and then you get 40 for green. And I'm going to run through the level. I'm going to run through the level real quickly and show you why this glitch is important. Mostly for this level and a little bit further down the line in the run as well. I'll start over right quick. Make a save state here so I don't have to restart. Now before I knew about this trick, this is how I would generally handle fights. It seems for the most part that it's faster. Even though the yellow and green hands do have stronger attack power, it seems like it's better to just spam basic attacks to get rid of the simple enemies. You know from the 80% run there's a fight trigger here, and you can jump around it. I messed it up there, but I'm gonna try and do it again. It's a really easy trick. Once you get to the end of this line of rings, the trigger is like right here. You just jump around it. And that skips the fight that I triggered earlier. It's kind of good that I messed it up because you can see the effects. I'm not entirely sure the multiplier on damage, but I imagine it's very similar to the amount it gives you for force. I know what most of these vases will give you as far as force. Whether it'll give you a red or a blue. That one back there that I didn't break will give me blue, so I'm not worried about going back and trying to destroy it. All of those will give me blue as well. Be careful not to attack too soon, so I can make sure this is all basic attacks. The only two vases in this game that give you red force are these two right here. So I'll destroy both of those, go back here. If you break those vases, this is the only other way I know to get up here. I usually jump off the vases, so... You'll notice my force here at the end of the level. Just 40 points shy of what I need to get an S rank. Using this trick, I can still skip the fight trigger and not have to worry . And while I'm running through it again, I'll show some of the... That's one of the more common techniques I use right there. I call it juggling. There's a number of enemies in this game. Most of the, like the Dark Master, the Frights, the Nightmare, which these enemies are. Pretty much all of these can be juggled infinitely. I could do this as much as I want. I want you to notice, though, these enemies are obviously already dead. The counter is at 320 right now. Notice that it's not when they die, but when their body despawns that I get the force amount from it. So I jump around the trigger there again. And at this point I've got plenty of force. I can continue on with the level, not worry about doing the combos anymore, but I'm still gonna continue doing it just so you can see a couple of the ways that you can string the combo along. But basically the safest way that you're gonna continue this combo is to do a 2-hit and then Werewallop. As long as the Werewallop lands on somebody, it's gonna continue, and the Werewallop has a very good hitbox. Either do that or hit the A button or whatever your combo button is. Just hit that button and spam the uppercut over and over and cancel it with shield. You can see where I juggled one of the lizards there. Now, even though he was close to death there, if I would have hit him with the Werewallop before he died, I could have just juggled him infinitely like I was doing with the Nightmares earlier. At this point, I don't really have to bother with breaking either of these. I'll break one just for safety. I get to the end of the level, I've skipped the fight trigger. And you can see I've got way more force than I needed. This level, it's particularly important because you can skip that one particular fight trigger, which is a very long one. At some of the later levels, like Shamar and Eggman Land, you can skip most of the force bubbles because there are so many nightmare enemies in the fights that you can't skip. Makes this trick very useful. And I guess that's about it.